A 16-year-old boy named Kazuki Muto awakens from a nightmare where he is killed by a monster after trying to save a mysterious girl. At school, a teacher named Mita punishes Kazuki for not having proper school equipment and forces him to stay after school. That night, the teacher reveals himself to be the monster from his dream which really happened, causing Kazuki to experience a flashback where the girl uses a Kokugane to restore Kazuki's life. Kazuki is saved by Takiko Tsumura, the same girl who destroys Mita, and explains that the monsters are called homunculi. These monsters are created from alchemy and can only be destroyed by specialized weapons called Buso Renkins. Takiko tells Kazuki to go home while she heads to a warehouse where the homunculi are hiding. Kazuki ignores her warnings and heads to the warehouse where he activates his Buso Renkin and defeats the homunculus leader. The girl introduces herself as Takiko Tsumura and takes Kazuki as her disciple. Takiko's investigation of the warehouse leads her to believe that someone was using the laboratory to create homunculus matters. She explains that homunculus matters are parasitic embryos that turn their host into homunculi. The pair are attacked by a mysterious man who sends a homunculus matter to attach onto Takiko only to have it deflected. Later on, Takiko notices that the homunculus matter has attached itself onto Kazuki's sister and attempts to destroy it only to have it attached to her instead. She tells Kazuki that she will change into a homunculus within a week and that they must find the mysterious man before the week ends. After learning that the homunculus creator is a student at Kazuki's school, Kazuki and Takiko attempt to search for him on the school grounds, but fail to find him. Kazuki is later confronted by a frog homunculus and defeats it in battle only to faint from his injuries. A plant homunculus appears and prepares to finish off Kazuki, but Takiko intercepts its attack and kills it. Kazuki regains consciousness and promises to Takiko that he will work harder from then on. Kazuki and Takiko finally discover the creator's identity to be Kushaku Kano. Kushaku explains that he intends to turn himself into a humanoid homunculus with a specially made homunculus embryo which will grant him abilities and endurance far beyond human capacity. Kushaku's hawk homunculus Washio captures Kazuki and Takiko and takes them to a secluded forest and engages the two in battle. After enduring a long battle, Kazuki defeats Washio. Takiko has become unable to move due to the embedded homunculus embryo and is carried by Kazuki back to town. Kazuki leaves Takiko in the care of his friends before leaving in search of Kushaku, who holds the cure to Takiko's condition. Kazuki finds Kushaku in his great-great-grandfather's laboratory and attempts to destroy the homunculus matter. However, due to the interference of Kushaku's younger brother Jiro, Kushaku is able to have the homunculus embryo attached to him and is turned into a humanoid homunculus. He then begins to eat everyone in the vicinity until he is killed by Kazuki, who passes out from exhaustion before he is able to deliver the cure to Takiko. Kazuki awakens to find the cured Takiko, who christens his Buso Renkin Sunlight Heart. Captain Bravo, a member of the Alchemist Warriors and the one who delivered the cure to Takiko, offers Kazuki a chance to join their mission combating the LXE, a group consisting of human-type homunculi based in Kazuki's town. Kushaku, having been resurrected by the LXE's leader who is also his great-great-grandfather, Dr. Butterfly, and now calling himself Papillon, seeks Kazuki and declares war on him. Kazuki, Takiko and Bravo are then attacked by Kinjo, a homunculus of the LXE, but he is quickly dispatched by Bravo. During the night, Bravo takes Kazuki out to the woods for special training while Takiko protects the Kokugane acquired from the previous battle. Later on, a homunculus named Jinnai uses a Buso Renkin and takes control over the students in the dorm, ordering them to take the Kokugane from Takiko. Takiko is able to avoid her classmates and kill Jinnai, freeing them from his control. Papillon takes the Kokugane from the defeated homunculus, declares that he will defeat Kazuki and then leaves the scene. Kazuki and Takiko befriend the Hayasaka twins, Shusui and Uka. However, the twins are actually humans working with the LXE ordered to kill the alchemist warriors at the school. When two LXE homunculi invade the school, Kazuki and Takiko intercept the threats, causing the twins to realize who the alchemist warriors are and that they must kill their friends. The four begin to battle and Kazuki eventually inflicts a fatal wound on Shusui. Uka uses her Buso Renkin and heals Shusui while at the same time receiving Shusui's wound on her own body. Due to this, Kazuki realizes they are both humans and not homunculi and questions whether they are the enemy or not. Shusui reveals that they worked under the LXE so that one day the two can become homunculi and live together for eternity. Takiko proceeds to eliminate the twins but is stopped by Kazuki, who argues that they are still human and deserve to live. Shusui inflicts a critical wound on Kazuki while he is distracted. However, Uka uses her Buso Renkin and absorbs Kazuki's wound damage, claiming that Kazuki is someone they can trust. As Uka begins to die, Kazuki, Takiko and Shusui are able to avert her death with the healing properties of the Kakuganis. The next day, Kazuki and Takiko visit Uka in the hospital, who reveals that her brother had left to train in order to rid himself of LXE's corruption. Kazuki, Takiko and Bravo infiltrate the LXE's base only to find out Dr. Butterfly and his army of homunculi are targeting Kazuki's school. While Bravo engages in battle in the base with the homunculus called Moonface, Kazuki and Takiko defends the school from Dr. Butterfly and his homunculus army. After defeating the homunculi, the flask Dr. Butterfly has with him activates and begins to drain energy from everyone inside the school. Papillon appears with his own Buso Renkin activated and challenges Dr. Butterfly to a battle, eventually coming out victorious. Before Dr. Butterfly dies, he explains that a man named Victor is inside the flask and that he is a being far superior to humans and homunculi. Kazuki destroys the flask, but Victor has already revived. Kazuki engages Victor in battle and is seemingly killed after having his Kakagane destroyed. Kazuki regains his Kakagane, which is revealed to be a black Kakagane, causing him to transform into a being like Victor with glowing light green hair, red eyes and copper-colored skin. After a short battle, Victor concludes that it would take too much time to defeat Kazuki and leaves the school. After reuniting with Captain Bravo, Papillon leaves to research Victor in order to turn Kazuki back into a human being. The next day, they decide to head to the beach where Takiko runs into Guda Nakamura. He tells Takiko to meet with him at night for important information. That night, Guda calls Takiko out and tells her that Kazuki will be killed. Captain Bravo tells Kazuki that in 6 weeks, Kazuki will be passively draining energy from those around him like Victor, and that Bravo has been ordered to kill Kazuki before the transformation is complete. In a short battle, Bravo handily defeats Kazuki and leaves him for dead by throwing his inert body into the ocean. Takiko manages to find Kazuki's body in the ocean and is able to revive him. Meanwhile, Guda learns that a team led out by alchemist warrior Chief Sekima Hiwatari is sent to confirm Kazuki's death. Guda learns they plan to assassinate Takiko and impedes their mission before escaping and rendezvousing with Kazuki and Takiko. The three then prepare to travel to the school where Takiko had found Kazuki's Kakagane in order to find a way to restore his humanity. Takiko explains that a mysterious person gave her Kazuki's Kakagane and that person may know how to reverse the Black Kakagane's effect. Meanwhile, Papillon intercepts the team searching for Kazuki and engages one of its members, Genji Akusabe, in battle. Elsewhere, Shusui is recruited by the alchemist warriors for the upcoming battle against Victor. Kazuki's group is ambushed by the team at a graveyard. Hiwatari's Buso Renkin separates Kazuki from Takiko and Gata. Papillon manages to defeat Akusabe and learns about Kazuki's whereabouts from him. Takiko and Guda are able to defeat the enemy, Shinobu Nagoro, and resume searching for Kazuki. Elsewhere, the other group of alchemist warriors finds Victor and engages him in battle only to be easily beaten, though Shusui's abilities save them from certain death. Kazuki runs into Captain Bravo, engages him in battle but is soon overwhelmed. Despite the information Takiko is able to relay, Bravo tells them that after he kills Kazuki, he will kill himself to repent for his death. Kazuki, enraged that his failure will result in Bravo's death, pierces Bravo's Buso Renkin and wounds him. Bravo accepts that Kazuki has become stronger and allows him to continue his search for a cure. However, they are then interrupted by Hiwatari's appearance. Hiwatari engages the four in battle and Bravo is critically wounded in the process. Just before Kazuki and Hiwatari finish each other off, the alchemist general, Shozai Sakaguchi, stops them, explaining Kazuki's assassination has been suspended and that the top priority for the alchemists is the battle against Victor. Shozai then reinstates Takiko and Guda as alchemy warriors and allows Kazuki to continue his search for a cure. The alchemist warriors find and engage Victor in battle. Meanwhile, Kazuki, Takiko, Guda and Papillon arrive at the school and meet a mysterious figure who introduces herself as Victoria and leads them to her brain in a vat mother, Alexandria, the creator of the Black Cockagain. Alexandria reveals her creation, a white cockagain, and explains it is able to negate the effects of the Black Cockagain. However, with only one in existence, Kazuki must decide whether to use it on himself or Victor. Kazuki and Takiko spend time with their friends at the amusement park. After much thought, Kazuki decides what he will do with the white cockagain. Meanwhile, the battle between the alchemist warriors and Victor continues. Kazuki retrieves the white cockagain from Alexandria and proceeds to where the battle between Victor and the alchemist warriors is taking place. Using his Buso Rankin, he forces the white cockagain into Victor, however the white cockagain fails to restore him into a human and merely weakens him. Kazuki then propels himself to the moon, dragging Victor with him and saving the Earth from Victor but leaving a grief-stricken Takiko behind. Kazuki's friends mourn for his sacrifice and return to their daily lives. Takiko decides to battle Papillon before leaving town. Accompanied by Guda, Shusui and Uka, Takiko is able to bypass Papillon's homunculi and confront him, declaring she will fight him in Kazuki's place. Papillon is revealed to have been making a white cockagain to restore Kazuki. The battle is stopped when they notice that Kazuki's Buso Rankin's light is seen on the moon. The alchemist warriors, using Shozai's Buso Rankin, fly into space in order to retrieve Kazuki. Victor decides to send Kazuki back to Earth with the use of his own Buso Rankin. Kazuki, seeing the good in Victor, drags him back to Earth. Papillon, using his white cockagain, restores Kazuki's humanity and the two begin their long-awaited duel. The alchemist warriors are able to create another white cockagain and restore Victor back into a human. Victor asks them to turn him into a homunculus and that he will lead all the homunculi to the moon until they find a way to revert homunculi back into humans. From then on, Kazuki and Takiko return to their daily lives while Papillon becomes an urban legend.